Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.
I actually don't know if Tim Allen's good. How's the decibels? Are we going it? Are we on it? Are we doing it?
I think that's better. Decibel's good.
Decibels good. We are rolling.
And we're back. Welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, everybody. Woo! We're back in studio.
Feels good to be back in the studio.
Feels good to be back in the studio. The live podcast was an absolute fucking blasty blast, though.
Yeah.
That was the time of my life.
It was the time of both of our lives. You're Kyle Ruff and I'm Matt Newland.
Oh, yeah. I'm your host, Kyle Ruff. That's Matt Newland. Yeah, thanks to everyone who came out to the live pod. They already are like, we need to do this again. And I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah, of course we'll do it again. We had a blast. Our podcast today is brought to you by Penelope Cruz, though, the actress from the movie Blow.
Really?
Yeah.
She's paying us?
Well, she sponsored this podcast for just this episode.
Well, that's really nice for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to friend of the show, Penelope Cruz.
Thanks, Penelope Cruz. Look her up online or watch her movies. Enter promo code
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz. There's no E at the end for the promo code.
Yeah, it was already taken by the fake Penelope Cruz.
that poser ass Penelope Cruz. Everyone always thought that she was so hot. I remember growing up. She was like the first person that I remember as like a youth that everyone's like, dude, Penelope Cruz is so fucking hot. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't find her appealing.
She kind of looks like a rodent.
Yeah.
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 No offense. Thanks for sponsoring the podcast.
Thanks for sponsoring Penelope. I know you're listening too, so that's kind of a bummer that you led with that.
She's not going to just pay for this podcast and not listen to it.
That's why she's promoting us anywhere.
Because she's such a huge fan, and I am of you, but not your mousy face. But anyways,
in the movie Blow, I think she's pretty attractive in that movie.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things. Don't get me like if I met Penelope Cruz in real life, my dick would probably melt off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It would shoot off your body.
Yeah, it'd be like a bottle rocket.
Yeah,
but on TV,
yeah, she's no Jessica Simpson.
Ugh, a little PTJS, dude. Prime time.
Jessica Simpson. What was that show that she was on? The Newlyweds or something.
Oh,
with
the guy
her
from
and 98 Degrees.
Nick Lachey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great reality TV.
Yeah, it's the famous fucking tuna chicken at the sea debacle she had that she didn't know what tuna was.
That was like one of the first big things on the internet, I think. That was on TV.
Yeah. Well, that was like the promo they ran for that show, and everyone just dunked on her all the time. Like, what a stupid idiot.
You got to tune in to see how stupid Jessica Simpson is.
What wacky shit is Jessica Simpson going to say this week?
I was like 10 years old, though. I was tuning in for a different reason. That's because Jessica Simpson was married to the guy from 98 Degrees, and he's super fucking hot.
He's so hot.
He's super hot.
I used to know, the only reason I remember his name well is because he's from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I used to live in Cincinnati, and a friend of mine that I knew back then, like knew him, like had dinner with him and his family before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they were like family friends to some degree, and it was like a big deal. But they're like, we met Nick Lachey.
Yeah, is he a good guy?
Nowadays, I'm sure he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure
your friends didn't say nothing about him. Is he like a legend in Cincinnati, dude?
Yeah, probably.
Statues of the Lachey everywhere.
Mayor Lachey. He's just running that town. You know who else was the mayor of Cincinnati?
Who?
Jerry Springer.
Really?
Did you know that?
The Springtown.
The Springtown, dude.
Jerry Springer was the actual mayor?
He was the actual mayor of Cincinnati.
Was that before or after his fucking rise to fame?
It was before his crazy TV show where chicks pulled titties out.
Yeah. Good for Jerry Springer. I didn't know he was a politician like that.
Yeah.
Good on him.
And then he was like, it's a lot more profitable is getting
exploitation.
white trash people to fight about their domestic abuse on TV and maybe drop a boob every once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same as politics, though.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know?
Just exploit the worst people.
Oh, God. I mean, the last State of the Union they showed was like such a clown show. People were screaming and yelling at each other and shit. Like, our country's going to hell, Matt.
Bring on the chaos, baby.
Bring on the chaos. That's 2 bullets a show after the apocalypse. Remember that? Steamboat Comedy.
2 bullets a show. gets you a drink of gasoline
Get you a swig of rubbing alcohol
and a bottle cap that you are free to do what you want with.
Yeah, it's a 2 bottle cap minimum. Down at the Bullet Farm.
Kyle, things are crazy right now.
Things are crazy.
Things are getting crazier.
But no, man, it's been good. We had some great shows this weekend. We had the live podcast, obviously. We were just talking about.
You can see me get fucking hammered.
Oh, you were trashed.
Yeah, I got wasted.
Yeah, by the end, you were like screaming and yelling and shit.
Yeah, getting amped up,
like,
dude.
Let's go!
I'll get amped the fuck up when I get drunk, though. If the energy is high and I'm drunk, I'm going to start yelling.
Oh, God, we got a little tuned up on Sunday, too, on Fat Boy Sunday.
That was yesterday.
Yeah. That's why we didn't do a podcast yesterday. That's why this is coming to you a day late. Because we had a little fun day Sunday of getting tossed up at the Umbrella Bar. Shout out to the Umbrella Bar, friend of the show.
That's like 3 Sundays in a row we've been getting drunk at the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, let's go skiing. Let's have fun skiing.
Yeah. And you're like, I'll take it. Like, I'll have one drink. And then we literally just ski straight to the bar and stay there for 2 hours. Yeah, man. Had the best jam, probably the best jam out. You know, and we were saying on the last studio podcast that we've never said out loud that I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah, no one has.
And then Sunday, we were in the Umbrella Bar and we were rocking out to the sickest cover of Madonna, Like a Prayer.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
And we were just jamming our little titties off. And I turned to you and I was like, I just had the time of my life.
You did. We were having, you had the time of your life.
Time of my life.
We were dancing, and everybody loved us more than anyone ever could because we suggested that song.
Yeah, that was the peak of our fame. Was suggesting this obscure Madonna cover at the bar. And everyone loved us so much.
And even though they didn't see us be like, hey, you should play this song, by how hard we were jamming out to it, they knew that. They knew it came from our souls.
The whole town knew.
And they're still talking about it.
And they're still talking about it.
Yeah, we got a little tuned up. That was fun.
Yeah, I might have to make a clip and I'll put a video of us being idiots. Yeah. I had my sunglasses on. They had one lens, and I was just like, I'm gonna take you there. It was
so good. Yeah, that was a time of our lives, though, man.
It really was.
I did. I had a great time at the podcast, and I'm having a great time now, dude. Should we keep this podcast going?
Do you want to keep doing it?
Should we keep this thing going? I'm having a great time already.
I'm kind of having the time of my life right now.
I always have the time of my life back in the studio.
Back in the studio, baby.
It's nice to just talk to you and not have to worry about people watching. It's just me and you.
Right. Just the two of us.
I got a couple things, dude.
You got some things to get off your chest, Matthew?
Well, a lot of people have been claiming that me and you don't know a lot about women and their bodies. So
I've heard that.
I wanted to prove that is not true at all.
Sure.
And that we know a lot about
female vaginas and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I just have a couple questions for you.
Oh, boy.
And
oh, boy.
I want you to show the people
just how
open-minded and knowledgeable that we are.
Yeah. You know, I'm a kind of a gynecologist in my spare time.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's a front that we're like, hey, we're big dumb guys, but really we're pretty fucking intellectual and we know a lot of things about almost everything.
And also we have sex with many women all the time.
The best way to learn is by just doing it.
Just doing the sex.
Yeah. That's what I've always said.
Yeah.
That was my grandma's last words.
Matt, do the sex.
Do the sex. That's the only way to learn. All right, buddy. You ready for some questions?
Oh, God. Yep.
Okay. How often does a female woman get her period?
How often?
Yeah.
When was the last Olympics?
Salt Lake 2002.
Yeah. It's about every 4 years, I think, right?
Sure. All right, that was a buffer question.
Oh, okay.
That was a fluffer question.
A fluffer buffer.
That was a mother fucking buffer fluffer. All right?
Heard.
Here's the second one. This one might get you.
Okay.
What is the difference between a woman's uterus and her womb?
The uterus and the womb?
Yeah. What's the difference?
The womb is where the babies go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The uterus is?
Is the same thing.
It's the same thing.
All right, good. Oh, I thought that was a trick question.
It kind of is a trick question.
I was scared for a second. I was like, fuck, am I stupid?
I can see it in your face.
You can see the panic.
The uterus is just like the more medical term.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not really a womb unless there's a baby in it,
That's
right?
what I was having a discussion with our friend the other day about this question exactly.
Right. It's one of the great questions.
People ask it all the time. Philosophers, Socrates has been talking about it for
centuries.
Since he's been alive. He's still alive, too.
Yeah. Shout out to Socrates, friend of the show.
Yeah, but yeah, when you think of womb, you think of there being a baby in there.
Right.
But it's not, I don't think.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know
shit. All right, cool. This is good luck with this one.
All right.
Butto. What's the purpose of the fallopian tubes other than being a very funny word?
Fallopian is a fantastic word. That was a word on the adult spelling bee.
Yeah.
The fallopian tubes, I believe, are what the eggs go through them.
Yeah. Nice, dude. That's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, they carry the eggs to the fucking uterus.
From the one part to the other part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the ovaries
From
to the
fallope
uterus.
to the opium.
To the opiates.
To the opiates. That's where the opiates come in.
That's where we get heroin. I bet you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Speaking of ovaries, Kyle, how many ovaries does a woman have?
2?
Nice. Good. Killed it. Yeah, dude. Good job. Fuck yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm feeling confident now, which is bad, 'cause you're going to ask me something like, what's a vagina? And I'll be like, duh. Go on.
Do you
Test
know,
me.
this is just kind of a fun fact on that. Do you know how big a woman's ovaries are?
How big?
Yeah.
Well, I'd assume it depends on the woman. Right?
About the size of an almond.
An almond?
About the size of an almond.
I thought they were way bigger than that.
About the size of a raw almond.
One raw almond?
Yeah.
Really?
But there's 2 of them, so it's like...
So it's like 2 raw almonds.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like what my balls are like, so...
Yeah, 2...
kind of makes sense.
disgustingly brown almonds. All right, Kyle. Are clitorises real?
No.
Okay, good. That was
easy. That was the easiest one yet.
Okay, this is a fun one. How long can a sperm stay alive in the vagina?
Just one?
Yeah,
sperm?
or however many you get out there.
You get, yeah. I mean, I usually throw out 2 or 3. I think.
I like them to have a buddy or 2 while they're traveling.
I don't want to be lonely.
No.
I'm gonna ballpark this because I feel like I've heard this before. I'm gonna say 24 hours.
5 to 6 days.
What?
5 to 6 days.
Just swimming around in there?
They can just chill in there for 5 to 6 days.
Really?
Fucking swigging coffee.
Just chatting it up.
Yeah, getting some chores done that they needed to get done that they didn't have time to do when they were in the balls.
Wow.
Yeah, so now they're in a new spot, and they're like, I got to reorganize. 5 to 6 days.
5 to 6 days. So you could, hypothetically...
Yeah.
You know, you could just go... And then be like, all right. And then 5 days later, the sperm's like, all right, I'm gonna go figure it out.
I'm gonna get there.
I'm gonna go find that little almond.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to the
little almond
stuff
joy. Yeah, the stuff, the important stuff.
That is crazy though. So if a lady tells you like, hey, I can't get pregnant this time right now,
right?
because of this.
And then you're like, oh, cool. I'm just gonna do right in there.
I'm just gonna get right in. I'm just gonna fucking right in there.
Yeah.
You could.
They could just be biding their time.
Yeah, Joe Biden their time.
It could be Joe Biden in their time. Hunter Biden in there.
So that's actually, I think what our listeners need to know.
Yeah, we're here to keep you sexually safe and sexually active with our excellent dating advice.
Yeah, we've been killing it. This one's just fun. It's not about women's bodies. It's just about women.
They suck.
No, dude.
Just kidding. We love
women.
our female listeners, friends of the show.
Almost
call
every
us.
woman.
Please call us back.
Yeah, let's hang out sometime. Like fucking
Why
grab a
being
drink.
a bitch? Just
fucking grab a drink. I don't know if you guys are really all that busy. How does everyone?
You keep saying you're
busy?
sick, but it's weird that you're sick all the time.
Yeah, you can't be busy and sick all the fucking time. That's insane, dude.
It's funny how they get like busy and sick like right before you're supposed to hang out with them too.
Yeah,
you know,
it's nuts.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, you know, life does happen fast.
Life does happen fast.
And if you don't stay up on the water and keeping care of your immune system, women actually have better immune systems than men. I saw that one. Did
really?
you know that? Yeah.
It's
because
their hearts are so cold.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if that makes sense.
They don't get the sniffles. Women grow up to 80% of the world's staple crops.
A staple crop?
Mm-hmm. You know what a staple crop is?
What's a staple crop?
It's like they grow the foods that are like staples for our diets, like grains and carbs and
really
and corn.
I thought the machines did that.
No, women grow them.
Women? Well,
in
women
their
are kind of
bodies,
like machines.
in their wombs.
They give birth.
Yes, to the staple crops of America and I think other parts of the world.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is this? I assume I'm just going off of demographics here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say a lot of that is rice in Asia.
I didn't think about that
because there's a lot of them people out there.
What people?
The Asian people.
There's a lot of Asians.
There's a whole bunch of them.
You think there's more Asians than there are women?
Yes. Oh. I mean, there's like. Well, I guess India is technically Asia, right?
No.
No?
They just came out with a study the other day that said that is no longer true.
Oh, so where is it?
Where's what?
Where's India?
It's
what continent is it on?
It's part of Antarctica now.
Got bad news for you, India. It's gonna get cold.
Yeah. So
but there's like just between those two countries, that's like fucking more than a third of the earth.
Damn. How many people are on Earth?
I believe there's
89?
7 billion, 6 billion.
I thought it was between 6 and 9 billion. It's weird that they can't really dial it down to the exact number.
Yeah, well, you'd think they could just count. You
Yeah.
think someone would just go around and just be like 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
You have to do it by like estimation. If we all just got chipped,
Why don't we all just get chipped?
They could count and for population reasons.
Yeah. If there's too many, you just turn the chip off and that solves things, you know?
Yeah. And they just kind of deboot, and then you need them back on, and you can turn them right back on.
And you put them in the grinder.
Yeah, and then you crop them.
They become a staple crop.
They become, that's a beautiful thing. Do you remember Do you remember when that one guy was talking to you about Michigan basketball, and then I started rubbing your shoulders, and then he left?
Where was that at?
Was it Mythology?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, after the show.
Yeah, you guys were just chatting away, and we had something to do, and I was like, I don't want this guy to talk to Kyle this whole time. And you guys were talking about Michigan basketball, and I just started caressing your biceps and shoulders, and he got very uncomfortable, and then he walked away.
Sometimes you gotta let people know where they stand.
That's right. And you did a great job because you kept it straight.
Oh yeah.
You kept it so straight, and you stayed in the bit.
You can do whatever gay shit you want, and I'll keep it in the pocket, dude.
And he left so quick. He's like, all right, guys, have a good day.
Oh, I should tell you, I had a moment like that. So this is another fun. I should just tell the whole story. But so I just did a show in Gillette, Wyoming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gillette Town.
Gillette Town. It's the best a man can get town.
It is. It's where they made those razors.
I maybe. I don't know anything. All I know is that town was just a sad place.
What was something you noticed about it?
Well, I don't think anyone from there is listening. Every single person in that town looked like shit. Every single person looked like they had a hard day. Yeah. And by day, I mean life. They had it was a hard town, dude.
Whew.
So I got booked to do this show through Bar Comedy USA.
Friend of the show.
Shout out to Jerdog who booked me. He's a guy I met in Vegas. And out of the blue, he's like, hey, do you want to headline a show in Gillette, Wyoming? And I was like, sure, Wyoming's not that far away.
Of course, Wyoming, yes. A show.
Didn't even look up where it was. I just agreed to it. It was, it's northeast Wyoming.
Right by the Dakotas.
Yeah.
If I know my geography.
Mm-hmm. So, and then I was like, let me bring my compatriot Matthew, and they're like, no, we already booked an opener. It's Elliot Weber, friend of the show, who we know well. And so I ended up driving to Fort Collins to pick him up, and then we drove up there. It was about 7 hours total each way for me.
Yeah, quick 14-hour round trip.
Yeah. Totally worth it. And we get there. I don't know any details about this show or this place. I just have an email that's like, show up there and ask for this person. It was like Lindsay or something like that. And so we drive all the way the fuck out there, and we get to this bar. It's a bar that's attached to a gas station.
That was what you noticed about the town too.
Yes. No, on the way up, we kept like, because I mean, we're just making pit stops on the side of the road, but it's all these small towns, and every single gas station had like a restaurant attached to it.
Yeah.
Like there'd be like a town of like 30 people, and then there'd be a gas station with a restaurant on it, and that would be the only thing in the town. And as we're driving through,
They have establishments, and there's always a gas station attached next to it.
dude, they love some gas
That's
up there.
brilliant, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's smart. Why not? And
People's houses are having gas stations attached
Yeah.
to them there.
seriously, if they could put a gas station on anything, they'll do it
They'll
in
do it.
Wyoming.
They got gas stations in gas stations.
Yes, they come to the Sunoco on your Sinclair station,
Yeah.
Inception style. And as we're driving through, I noticed this place because it's like a fancier looking one on a gas station. It was called Legends.
Mm.
And I was like, I say out loud to Elliot, I was like, Jesus Christ, there's every restaurant here has a gas station. This is insane. And then we get to the hotel, and we're like, so wait, where's the venue? And I was like, let me look up what it's called. I look it up. It's Legends.
Yeah.
It's the place that we saw.
You're like, oh my God, another one.
And I was like, seriously? And so we get there. And it was kind of a nicer spot. You could tell it used to be like a Wendy's or something that they just gutted and turned into like a sports bar because it still had the little drive-through windows on the side,
Yeah, good.
which was fun. And we get in there, and it's packed, right? It's packed to the gills.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird. The email said, like, doors at 7, shows at 8. I'm like, what, are they going to kick all these people out? That doesn't seem right because it's like 6:30. And I go on the website. There is no ticket link. It's a free show,
Nice.
which for those who are not in the business, free shows are not ideal
Yeah.
because if someone comes to a comedy show for free, they don't care.
No, it makes your chest sweaty. when
Yes,
You heard that. You're like,
yeah.
oh, I'm getting my lats are sweaty.
I was
My
like-
whole midsection is sweating.
Yes. So I was like, this is going to be a fucking disaster. And we go up to the counter, and I say to the guy behind the counter, I'm just like, hey, I'm looking for Lindsay. And they're like, well, Lindsay's not here. And I said, oh.
Nice.
And they said, what do you want? And I said, I'm the guy on the poster on the wall.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, okay. Yeah, we're just going to have you stand against that wall over there. And then he says, did you...
Full sweat.
Yeah,
Chest.
yeah. It's just at this point, I'm like hyperventilating. And he's like, did you bring anything? And I said, what? And he's like, did you bring like a PA? I said, no. Again, pouring sweat.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, that's fine. You can use ours. And he just pulls out this like wireless microphone from like, I don't know, like out of the trash can.
Oh,
and he's
thank
like,
God. A wireless mic.
yeah. And I was like, oh, good. And so we're sitting there. But what first reminded me of this is we're sitting there, and this older lady comes up to us and starts talking to us. And she's like, oh, you guys are the comedians, right? And we're like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, everyone's here for the show. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, like everyone came to the last one. And it was fun. And like all those people up there, they're all waiting for the show. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's good. Makes me feel better. At least these people are invested, you know. But then we're talking, and we're getting advice from her. Like, so like, what are these people like? What do they not like? What do they do like? And she's like, well, you know, they're traditional here. And she said, don't mention renewable energy.
Oh, okay.
And I said, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
I said, there goes half my act.
That was 40 minutes. What
Yeah,
am I going to
yeah.
talk about?
Because I got nothing. Yeah, so what's with windmills? I mean, fuck.
Fucking shit. You seen these things twirling?
Yeah.
Windmills?
That's not sustainable, am I right? And but then like we're getting through the Elliot asked her if she what did he ask her? He asked her if they have tornadoes there, because we saw a bunch of trailer parks and we were just like, that thing looks ripe for a tornado.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, we had a tornado last year. It nearly took out the mine.
Oh, God.
And we were like, okay.
Like, what year is it?
Yeah.
What is
Like,
this?
seriously, it was like I was talking to like someone from Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
It's like,
Check out the mine.
Yeah.
Families would have starved.
yes, the whole mine community. And then she said something. She's like, yeah, but like it didn't hit the rail yard. And I turned to Elliot and I said, the rail yard, that's what I call my bed.
Nice.
And then I looked over and she walked away.
Yeah. What's up? Hell yeah.
I was like, love my fans.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it ended up being fun. There was Almost everyone was super into it. There was one table like in the middle of the room who had one guy that wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Classic. You got to have a guy that won't shut the
There's
fuck up.
always that guy who
Or a
won't shut
couple elder women that won't shut the fuck up.
Yep,
You
some of
need
those.
someone middle-aged that's not going to shut the fuck up to have a really good comedy
To
show.
have a good comedy show, you gotta have someone actively trying to sabotage it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. And that same guy was like, Elliot was like, I got some gay jokes. Should I do them? And they're all like, boo.
Like, all right, well.
He's like, all right, well, here's some gay jokes.
Yeah, I was going to do them anyway.
But that same guy it got to the middle of the show where he shouted a few things out, and like by the middle of it, because I did a full hour.
Yeah.
And like 30 minutes in, I'm just at the point where I'm like, hey, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up. Anyways, like, I'm not making jokes with you anymore. Shut up.
Yeah.
And then he does it again like 10 minutes later, and I'm like, buddy, shut the fuck up. And he just goes, do you want a shot? And I said, yeah. And he just like overhand like rears back and just yucks a Jello shot at me.
It's Randy Johnson.
Just full Randy Johnson.
Hit a bird on its way.
Yeah, the bird exploded. But it hit the wall. It was such a bad throw. It hit the wall like probably 4 feet above my head and then just fell down to the ground. Luckily, it didn't explode everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, it must have been a good plastic container.
It was a fantastic plastic
kept
container.
it all in there. That's crazy.
And I just picked it up and did the shot and then just kept the show rolling.
Yeah. And you're like, hey, shut up. And he threw another shot.
Yeah. Then he threw it right in my mouth.
And then you realize every time you told this guy to shut up, he gave you a Jello shot.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, sir, shut up. And he's like, I wasn't saying anything. And I said, shut up.
He's like, here's a Jello shot.
So shut.
It's
Pay
a
the
curse
piper.
He has to do it with everyone in his life.
Yes. He just constantly has like a trench coat full of Jello shots.
Jello shot? Dude, what are you doing? Let's not move past that, actually. Jello shots?
Did I
doing
mention
Jello shots?
Did I mention this was a sad place? A sad, poor place.
Like, who? Do you want a shot? You were expecting, I'm assuming, some sort of liquid.
Yeah.
And he's like, here's a Jello shot because it's your 22nd birthday.
Right.
And you're a white woman.
I was assuming he meant like after the show.
Mm-hmm.
But then he just rears back and yucks one. And I was like, oh, okay.
What color was it?
It was blue.
Yeah.
Ew.
Gross.
Gross.
Blue raspberry sucks.
Yeah, it was wild though.
That's fun, man.
But then we had this guy after the show who I don't even want to get too far, but he was a strange cat.
Yeah.
And he was very excited to be hanging out with comedians.
The characters you meet on the road, buddy.
Dude, man, it was weird. And then it devolved to him being like, yeah, bang my wife. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Who may or may not have even existed because she didn't
exist.
come.
No.
She didn't show up.
Didn't exist. Wasn't he showing you like videos of him banging her?
He was showing
But
Elliot videos of him banging her, and I was like, "Did you see his face?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "It's not real."
It wasn't him.
That was an OnlyFans thing he paid for, probably.
Oh. And you guys still keeping in contact, or?
Nope.
No. It's cool. It's just two ships, dude. You
Just
guys were in
ships
each
in the
other's
night,
lives
right?
for a day.
For a day,
And
we
you'll
made it.
remember
We made his day. Buddy.
He'll remember it forever. You'll remember it forever, and now you're part of each other.
Yeah, that's what me and Elliot were saying. Like on the way back, we're like, I'm never gonna forget that weird guy. And I was like, me neither, unfortunately.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's good. He'll be in your memoir someday.
Yeah, someday in my memoir.
You went to Belize before, right?
I did. I'm gonna go again.
You are?
I'm supposed to go.
Can you tell everyone what happened when you went to Belize the first time?
Oh,
That's my favorite thing ever.
I know.
Did you have a good time while you were there?
You know, I had a great time, Matt.
You did?
I mean, in a lot of ways. My skin had a terrible time.
Why?
Because I was there with two couples, two friends of mine's, and that I worked with, and
So you're the fifth wheeler.
I was the fifth wheeler. I was
Okay.
fifth wheeling hard the whole trip.
Yeah.
And which was fun, especially when they start fighting with each other. But so the guys are both big into fishing, and they went fishing, and me and the girls were like, well, me and the girls just
like,
wanna have
fishing's
fun.
gross.
Oh, they're so scaly and gross. And so we went snorkeling.
Yeah.
And they took us out onto the reef and everything, and it was cool. We even the guide chick at one point we just go out and she just dives down and pulls up a conch and like rips it open, and we just ate like ceviche out of like a conch that we just killed like 3 minutes ago.
Is this with flippers on?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, we were flipping hard,
Weird
dude.
to eat with flippers on.
Just plodding around. Can I have some more?
Like a duck. Dude.
Just waddling. And I had put on some sunscreen that was
Smart.
If you can't tell by my voice, I'm using air quotes, waterproof. and when you're snorkeling, you spend a lot of time floating on your stomach, looking down at the reef, while your pasty white Irish skin bakes in the sun at about 300 degrees. And so I got done with the snorkeling and went back. I was like, man, my back kind of hurts. And they're like, wow, you're really red. And then it got more red, and I got even more red. And then basically I was so sunburnt that I couldn't move, and was in a tremendous amount of pain. But the fun thing is, my friends that went fishing, they went out on this boat, but the boat didn't have a canopy. So they were just standing there fishing, and they got so sunburned. My buddy Mason, friend of the show, he got so sunburned on his hands that his hands swelled up like the Michelin Man, dude. Like Stay Puft Marshmallow red hands.
Dude, didn't you say you got so sunburned that you got sick?
I was so sunburned that I got like a cold. Yeah. And so I was just in my Airbnb just laying face down on my bed because I couldn't move. I couldn't roll over.
How were the next day? Did you go out at all?
A little bit.
Just fucking shifting around,
Just,
not moving at all.
I'm just at the beach with like a shirt on.
I think the funniest part of that story to me, the way you tell it's very funny, but just like having a bird's eye view of your just back exposed out of the water and the sun just
just blasted it.
And you just like, look at that fish. That's
Whoa,
awesome.
is that a sea turtle? As I'm just getting cancer.
Yeah, dude. I think about that a lot. It really makes me laugh all the time.
I
wanted you to tell everybody.
Yes, you're welcome. And then I,
one of my favorite ones.
I think I shed about 13 pounds of skin after that when I came home too.
Snake.
Like I literally was a reptile.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was brutal. So yeah, I'm gonna go back there in about a month, and I'm gonna not do that.
And bring a gallon of fucking sunscreen.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, a lifeguard's nose. It's gonna be my whole body.
Oh god, that's great. All right, man. Would you rather?
Oh, you got some would you rathers?
I think so. I think I got one.
Okay.
Would you rather constantly have the white spit on the corners of your mouth, or constantly have the morning eye boogers in the corner of your eye all day?
All day, every
the
day?
time. All day.
Oh.
Spit in the mouth, boogers in the eyes.
Oh, jeez. I'd probably shy away from the eye boogers.
Yeah.
I'd take the weird, gross spit in the corner of your mouth.
Yeah, that's a nightmare though.
It's not good. It's not attractive.
I think the corners of the mouth would be more noticeable for other people. Like, 'cause you got to get pretty close to see the eye boogers.
Yeah.
But if you got white shit in the corners of your mouth, people are going to see that. But if the boogers get in your eyes, like, you can see it. It'll fuck you up all day.
Yeah.
Which is
and
what I don't
sometimes
like.
the eye boogers get, like, hard crusty, and they're, like,
Oh, God.
borderline painful.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Those
good.
feel good to get out, though.
Oh,
you get a good one
yeah,
out
get
in
a
the
good-
morning. Oh, that's like the same feeling as getting, like, a long hair out of your butt crack.
What?
You ever had that?
No.
I'll give you one. You can
Okay.
you stuff it up there tonight, forget about it while you sleep, and then pull it out in the morning. Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, you're talking about not a butt crack hair, but a head hair that's
One of
in
my
your butt
hairs
crack.
in your butt
In
crack.
my butt crack.
Yeah, think about that.
I mean, I have enough hairs in my butt crack as it is.
Yeah, but those are attached to your skin.
That's true.
Those aren't fun to pull out.
No, they're not. They're
And
not
you'll-
good to pull out.
They're not. You shouldn't pull them out unless you deserve a little pain.
Unless you're trying to feel alive.
Yeah, I would go boogers in the spit in the mouth.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. That's a
Definitely.
tough one though. That's either way you're 48% less cool than you were.
I literally, as you said that, you're like, spit in the corner of your mouth, and the first thing I did was go. And make sure I didn't have any.
Dude, old people cannot figure that out. I would say maybe 20% of the elderly people over 70
Just constant.
just in the corners all day. I see it all day at work.
Ugh.
It's crazy.
It's not good.
That's why they all have handkerchiefs.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why they should.
Got to have your hanky for that.
Once I get the spit in the corner, because every guy's going that way.
Yeah.
We're all gonna eventually end up with spit in the corners of our mouth, being like,
Few things in life are more certain.
yeah,
Death,
dude.
taxes, spit in the corner of your mouth when you're old.
Yep.
Yep.
And if you chew gum, don't be an old guy that chews gum. Just do the Listerine tongue things.
Do you think that people will still like do zins when we're old?
I will. Yeah.
Tell you that.
If my mouth hasn't fallen off yet, then I will for sure. Have you ever gotten pink eye?
Yes.
When was the last time you got pink eye?
Oh, I think I got pink eye in college.
Nice.
I feel like it's more recent than that, but I couldn't tell you when. It's not good.
No, it's not.
The old crusty eye, dude.
Dude, that's an eye booger.
Yeah, say talking eye boogers. That's
You
like your
wake
whole
up-
eye is a booger.
Yeah, you can't open your eyelid.
You're
You
like-
ever had that one?
Oh yeah.
You peel it all the fucking way open. I got pink eye one time in college, but we were home for Thanksgiving. We all went out, saw all the homies Thanksgiving, woo! And one of my friends had pink eye. And then for Thanksgiving, I woke up and I had pink eye.
That's fun.
All
Something to
my-
be thankful for.
Dude, yeah, my whole family's around, aunts, uncles.
Did they make you like? Did that quarantine you away?
No way, I didn't tell any of them. No
Just
way.
passed it
Well, I
around.
just got it that day. Like,
So you're just like, what's happening? To
I
my
woke up
eye?
and like my eye was itchy, but it wasn't terrible. And then we were watching football, and I was like, my eye's fucked up. So I just had a bunch of eye drops because I would smoke weed, and I would just
Sick.
fill in my eye with like non-medical eye drops.
Yes,
Yeah,
that did nothing.
no, my eye still hurt, but it made it a tiny bit less red.
Damn.
And I was like, who wants me to cut the turkey? And I was cutting the turkey,
just
touching everyone's food.
winking, just rubbing your eye. And
Yeah. That was the last time I got pink eye.
Yeah, pink eye sucks.
It does. One time in high school, though, my friend wanted to get out of football practice, and my other friend had pink eye. So he's like, I'm just going to get pink eye, and then I won't have to go to football practice. And he touched my friend's eye with his finger, his eyeball, and then put it on his eyeball, and then didn't get pink eye.
What?
Yeah, didn't get it.
Damn.
It's crazy. Must have been out of the contagious stage or whatever.
Yeah, it's very scientific. I saw a kid before football practice chug an entire bottle of maple syrup.
Really?
Yeah, just in the locker room before practice, and we're like, "You're fucked. You're gonna barf," and he didn't.
He didn't barf?
No,
Was he diabetic?
no. Well, he probably was after that.
Yeah, for sure. Because it could be
Take
like
two.
it's like Marshawn Lynch. He's eating the Skittles, get that blood sugar up. He might have just needed to get his blood sugar up.
I didn't know there was a method to the Skittle madness.
You didn't know that?
No,
That's what he's doing.
I thought he was just a Skittle enthusiast.
No, he's getting the blood sugar up. He's got to keep fucking beast moding.
That's true.
I would like to see someone do that with syrup though in the NFL.
It's just Baker Mayfield eating pancakes
Yeah.
on the
Are there
sideline.
any Canadians in the NFL?
I hope not. There's the one guy who sucked. Chase Claypool was Canadian
I don't know.
because they used to call him Mapletron instead of
Oh.
Megatron.
That's racist.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is racist, and anyone who said that in the NFL should be fired.
I agree.
They should. All right. You ready to do a character?
Ooh, you got a character for me?
I got a character for you. You ready
All
to
right.
do one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Your character is the guy who orders a medium rare steak but doesn't know what medium rare means, and I'll be the waiter.
Okay. I was looking at. I think I'll have the steak.
Oh, nice. And how do you want that cooked?
Medium rare.
Medium rare?
Yes.
That's how you want it cooked?
That's good, right? Is that what?
Do you know what medium rare means?
Who really knows? You know what I mean? It's just one of those terms that people throw around, but it's means good, and I want a good steak. So, please give me that.
A medium rare steak.
Get one medium, not too rare. It should be like easy to find. You know?
Do you want it do you want to cook it?
Do I want to cook it?
Do you want it cooked?
Yes. But like a, the good way.
Okay, so we'll do medium rare.
Yes.
That was
And
good.
scene.
That was
Okay,
good
nailed
job.
it. Thank you.
Nice. Good job. That was good improv. You're a king.
I do what I can.
This just happened to me. I was kind of high, and I was at the grocery store,
Yeah.
and I did the self-checkout, got my hand full of shit, and I was, like I said, I was kind of high, and then I paid, grabbed my stuff, and I was walking away, and I took my keys out of my car and locked my car. As I was walking, like I was walking away from my car.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I just did it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Like, huh?
And so there's video footage of me doing that. No more than 2 hours ago.
Oh, it's pretty fresh.
I felt like a big, genuine asshole.
I mean, I do that kind of just like habit shit all the time. Like, I'll just drive.
It's like walking out of the grocery store. Like, I put it up like this, too. It wasn't like...
People behind you are like, what?
Like I did it subtly. This guy's out of his fucking mind.
That's a fun bit. Just walk around and just point your key fob and stuff and try to lock it.
Like an absolute idiot. I was like, all right, well, put those back in my pocket and just keep walking. Have a good night. See ya.
Mm-hmm.
I say that to the fucking lottery machine.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for having me in here. Good night.
There's just some Jamaican cart guy who was like, what? And you're like, what?
Like, have you seen my car?
You see my car?
All right, I got sentences.
It's time for Matt Newland's sentences that have never been said before.
Bodily functions.
Bodily function edition. All right, okay.
It's just what happened. If it weren't for my acid reflux, I'd be hornier than 2 chipmunks at Sundance Film Festival.
I mean, acid reflux probably kills the mood.
It does, dude. And if it wasn't for that, I'd be hornier than 2 chipmunks
at Sundance Film Festival. I imagine a lot of lovemaking goes down at Sundance.
You think?
Yeah.
I think they all take themselves super serious, right? I have no idea. I don't
during
know
the day.
Shit.
But also, like, movie stars go there, and movie stars, they like to bang, man.
That's what I've heard.
I've
done sex.
I've done lots of sex.
That's how we knew all about the human females.
Yeah. Right.
That's how aliens talk.
This is how we know about the human
That's
females.
how we know about the human females, because of the sex that we've done.
Do all of the sex. But no, I've watched Entourage, and I'm pretty sure they bang a lot at Sundance.
Entourage is a documentary.
It is a documentary.
It's Marky Mark, dude.
It's Marky Mark.
My life, dude.
What? I'm going to Sundance? I gotta bang?
I gotta bang at Sundance.
Why do I gotta bang at Sundance? What do I do?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's so weird.
All right. Here's the next sentence. The first thing I did when I got emancipated from my parents was burp the alphabet at Dairy Queen.
Emancipated from my parents?
You can do that. Did you know that?
You can emancipate yourself?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like all the, it's like at least in Idaho you could. It's like all the,
not really rules in Idaho.
all the, like the very poor kids that would smoke cigarettes in high school. They were always talking about getting emancipated, which is like a weird word to use.
It's a big word for Idaho youths who smoke cigarettes.
It's a big fucking word for a 14-year-old.
For a 14-year-old who smokes
selling
Camel
pot.
Blues. Yeah, who sells weed out of the back of his car.
I'm getting emancipated next week, dude.
So were you just like my dad's a dick and I want to be emancipated?
It's like, no, I think it's like probably more serious. Like their parents are probably abusive or something, and they're like, I gotta not live with them.
Oh.
But I don't want to live with other people, I think.
So they just let you, like, what do you do when you're 14? You're emancipated. You just go get, like, an apartment?
You're free.
But where do you go?
Usually to California to hang out with your cousin.
Oh.
Who is trying to get into Hollywood. And he's always looked up, and you've always looked up to him because he gave you your first joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, Tony's so cool.
Yeah. And he showed you The Wall, Pink Floyd. And you listened to both CDs.
Yeah. And you're like, this guy has it all figured out.
Ass.
Yeah.
And he said, if you ever can get out of this town, if your parents ever let you leave, you can crash on my couch.
And then you get there, and he's like, what? Who are you again?
And he is an actual prostitute. Yeah, he is.
And he has been selling his body. And then you can, too. And he shows you the ropes.
Yeah.
And you wake your way up through the system. You know what I mean? And then by the time you're, 17,
yeah,
you're turning tricks left and right. You're making money.
Yep.
You're buying all the Percocets you want.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've got life figured out.
And then that Hollywood star finds you.
Yeah.
That big Hollywood agent finds you, and that is how Angelina Jolie got into the industry, dude. It's a tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time.
It's a beautiful thing.
The classic, the tale of Jolie.
That was a wild ride. Right. Here's sentence number 3. The wolves are what ended up killing him, but the irritable bowel syndrome did not do him any favors.
You know, I feel like IBS, if you're out there just shitting all over yourself, that might actually protect you from wolves.
I don't know. Wolves got strong sense of smell. I don't know if they like poop.
Wolves don't like poop.
Wolves like poop. I don't know.
Well, actually, I've heard that wolves will eat animals like asshole first.
Yeah, same with bears.
Same with bears.
Woo!
They like a good butthole.
Well, that's where all the smells are.
Yeah.
So that's what they eat first. So irritable
mm.
bowel syndrome ain't gonna help you out
No.
if you're fighting off
God, no.
a top chain predator.
If there's a whole hungry pack of wolves, last thing you want to do is shit your pants.
Yeah, seriously, it's sugar. That is actually something with sharks.
They like poop?
Sharks like the smell of poop. I think. I don't know.
See, I thought it was always like they're like, oh, a shark can smell blood 10 miles away.
They can.
They probably smell poop pretty far away too.
Yeah, I mean, especially if there's blood in your poop, which there always
There
is.
always is.
There always will be. Dude, that's that one guy that lived with the grizzly bears.
Yeah, grizzly man.
Ethan something.
Yeah, Ethan Suppley.
Ethan Suppley.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Tremblay.
Ethan Baldwin.
Yeah, it might be Tremblay something. When he got eaten ass first.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. It's probably how he would have wanted
Yes.
to go.
Well, that's what he signed up for.
Yeah. He literally camped on a trail. Of like he's like, the bears use this trail.
So that's where I'll be.
He camped on there. They got in their way.
Jesus Christ. That movie
Is pretty goddamn good.
is pretty hilarious,
It's
dude.
fucking really. It's so entertaining though. It's like a good film.
Yeah, it's done well.
The film itself, at face value, is great.
Mm-hmm.
The content is berserk.
It is the most insane shit in the entire world.
I gotta rewatch. I watched that in college one time,
Yeah.
and my brother was with me, and he might have been on. And he was laughing so goddamn hard because there's one clip where there's like a guy in a hot tub with his polar bear. Or something, I think. I don't
What?
know. I might have been tripping. But it made us laugh really goddamn hard.
In a hot tub with a polar bear?
I think so. A hot tub with a bear.
Dude,
I
the
don't
only
know
thing
if it
that's scarier than a grizzly bear is a fucking polar bear.
That's
bro.
what people say. But are they really that scary? How do we know? No one
'Cause
lives down in
Well,
North
They eat
Pole?
people.
Antarctica?
Yeah.
North Pole?
South Pole?
South Pole?
South Pole.
Well, I know they don't eat penguins because they're too sexually attracted to them,
Right.
I think.
And the penguins are too quick.
Penguins are fast. No, they don't live on the same poles.
Oh.
It's always that age-old, like, why don't fucking polar bears eat penguins?
Oh, because yeah, because they're not in the same spots.
No, polar bears eat seals.
Ah,
And
right.
apparently they don't eat seals at all anymore because it's global warming.
Because global warming, because they're just a sad polar bear on an
Yeah.
iceberg by itself.
Yeah, floating the bird's eye view that constantly goes up and up and up until
Yeah.
you can't even see
Until there's
the
nothing
bear
there.
and there's no land around it and you're like, well, that bear's going to drown.
It's just a polar bear in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
That is one thing, like polar bears, they say that in the documentaries, they are getting way better at swimming. So maybe there's an evolutional step.
Yeah.
Like polar bears are going to eventually learn how to breathe
They're
underwater.
They're eventually going to be like Kevin Costner in Waterworld
Yeah.
and just have gills behind their ears.
Yeah, dude. I saw that movie too young and that scene like fucked me up.
Yeah, it's kind of the first time you see it, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, dude.
It's weird.
I was way too young when I
Mhm.
saw it and I was like, I can't let people put their penises by my ear.
No, never.
No, because of the gills.
And they all also, have you heard a penis?
Yeah.
Sounds like shit.
Sounds like the ocean.
That's why they call them cock shells. No,
Yeah.
that didn't work.
It works.
Eh,
Oh God, you got anything else, buddy? This has been fun.
not really, man. We've been running around like maniacs and shit. So yeah, that's about all I got to report right now. We do have shows this weekend in Hayden
Yes.
with our good pal Mr. Eddie Ift is going to be here, which
Edward
I'm excited about.
Ifterson.
Eddie Ifterson.
That'll be a blast.
So yeah, come see us there, and then we'll be back the week after that with Robbie Bernstein, the return of Robbie Bernstein,
The finale, baby.
the final shows of the winter. I'm excited to have Robbie back. He's like the guy that I've had the most requests for.
Yeah.
There was at one time a guy I was in the.
Robbie's the fucking best.
He's the best. I was in the Walmart parking lot one time, like a year ago, and a guy just pulls up next to me and he's like, "Hey," like in his truck.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's up? And he just goes, when's Robbie Bernstein coming back? I was like, oh, I don't know.
Dude, I told you that too. I was at work the other day, and some guy came up, and he was like, oh, dude, you guys, you and Kyle did great opening for Robbie at his special.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, it's sick.
Like, he was there. He was
That's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so
people
very
love him.
stoked. Always stoked to have Robbie
I don't know
back.
why people love him, but they do.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It's
But,
fucking puzzling, dude.
And we might have him. He mentioned maybe wanted to jump on the next podcast, so maybe we'll have
Ooh, let's get him up here.
have a special guest, Robbie Bernstein, on the next epi.
Yep.
So yeah, stay tuned to all of that, boys and girls. Thanks for watching and listening. And yeah, we love you.
Love you so much.
We're glad to teach you about the female anatomy.
Yeah, and just be kind to everybody and smile at people. Cool? Cool.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.